Hello and welcome to my ever messy art studio. My name is Keeks, and today we're going to do something that I did about a month ago and really enjoyed, and that was called the Scroll and Scribble. So with the Scroll and Scribble, what's happened is I have my own Pinterest page and it is private, but I created my own Pinterest page of about 300 different images, and what I have on there is a bunch of copyright-free images from things like Pixels and Splash, different art-free imagery places like that, so that I can just scroll and pick something to draw when I'm not sure what I want to draw. And it's an idea that I had originally gotten by Art by Heather, and I absolutely loved it the first time I tried it. So I am excited to get back into it again and see what else it gives me. So without further ado, let's get started and let's get our first scroll in. Okay, so our first image is a chicken. Okay, all right, I can do this. I've got confidence, I can do it. So I think I'm gonna draw the first item right here. So we're gonna draw our chicken right here. And this chicken has one leg raised up, so I'm gonna try to capture that as well. What should I start with? I think I'm gonna start with its comb. So I'm gonna use my Neo colors for these just because I really enjoyed doing that last time, and it's really kind of nostalgic to draw with these because it's like drawing with a crown, and then afterwards you can go over it with watercolor if you want. So I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna try to draw him right about, maybe about yay tall. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Wish me luck here. So I'm gonna give a little comb, and for me, I don't seem to draw exactly what I see. I've noticed it almost kind of seems like just something based off of it. So I'm assuming that's what's going to happen again this time. So if you're like me and are not able to draw the exact image, you know, this is just for fun, for practice. Like, it's totally fine. You know, just do what you can. Let's see here. And then I'm gonna give it a little black eyeball. In my last video, I actually broke one of my Neo colors, so you'll see that too. So I'm gonna give a little black eyeball here, and then I'm gonna go around that eye in red, because it just kind of looks like that. And then it's got kind of like a cheek that hangs down here that's a little red, with like a wattle thing here, and then another wattle that's kind of hanging down like that, and some sort of a weird little loop here. So I'm gonna draw kind of like a circle there. Okay, so we've got that, and then that's kind of like a white color for the beak, but I don't really think that's gonna translate well. So maybe we'll do, I have kind of like a tannish color. What's this? This is called orangish yellow. We'll just go with orangish yellow and see what that looks like. So let's give it a little bit of beak here, like that. I think that looks pretty good. And then I think I'm gonna use that same color to kind of do like the neck feathers, just because that is white, but we're gonna have to kind of use our imagination a little bit. So I'm gonna go kind of like that, and just kind of color that in a little bit. And then I'm seeing lots of speckled spots, and there's even speckled spots where this yellowish orange color is. So I'm gonna get that black back, or maybe the top part I should use like a brown or something for some of these speckles. Just kind of put in some speckly feathers here and there. Something like that. And then we need a body. So this is black and white here, it looks like. So I'm scared. Okay. Maybe something kind of round like that, and then we've got sort of like a tail feather back here. And then, oh no, I don't think I left enough room for the legs. That's okay. We'll be fine. Okay, so some of the tail feather actually has that orange in there again. So I'm just gonna kind of go like that and then use that brown again to just kind of give it some extra color. And I'm just gonna kind of swoop this a bit like that. I don't know, there's like some weird shapes going on in here. I don't know that this looks right, but we're going for it. Okay. See, there's a lot of black in the wings here, so I'm gonna go ahead and allow that to happen. And then the rest of this just kind of seems like feathers. So I'm just gonna kind of feather it a bit. And then I need that yellowy orange color again, because I want just kind of an essence of a foot here, and then we're gonna kind of go down like that. Yeah, close enough, probably. All right, let's try to add some water to it and see what happens. I'm a little scared, but we're gonna see. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I gotta tell myself this. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna color in that black eye a little bit. And then I want to get into this red. Get the comb in there. At least I think that's what the top part's called. I'm not a chicken expert by any means. Oh, I was supposed to keep that. It's okay. It'll be okay. It's just gonna be an interesting little chicken. There we go. Get its sare up there. At least know that birds are supposed to have sares, so at least I got that going for me. I'll wipe that red off. Let's do our oranges. This is just gonna kind of look a little speckled. Leaving some of those harsh brown lines in there because I feel like that kind of gives us an essence that this is meant to be feathers and not just like some fur or something weird. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna do the tail feathers back here that have the orange in it too, before I get into that black, because that black's gonna take over. Okay. Oh wait, we got the feet. Do some feetsies here. Caw-caw! You know, wrong bird. It's okay. I'll go back in with it again and I'll add some like toes to that, I think. And then we're gonna give it a body. That part shouldn't be too hard. That, and then we're just gonna kind of lightly go in here. So like I said, I'm gonna keep some of these markings. that. Okay, so we've got some feathers. Not really sure if this fully looks like a chicken though. Let's get there. So let's use maybe that brown again and draw some toes in here. It's already dry, so that's good. So I'm just gonna kind of go like that, so we kind of have like the essence of them at least. If there's something going on there. And then I'd like that to dry a little bit, and I'd like to put a little bit of extra orange in there, because the kind of cool thing about Neo colors is you can draw on top of them, which I really like. So let's see, it might be okay. Yeah, see, I can kind of rub in the color there. So I've got a little bit of brown in there, and then let's get that like brighter color in there too, like that. There we go, that looks a little bit better. So there's our chicken. So, you know, once again, looking at the image of the chicken that's probably on your screen right now versus this chicken looks a little abstract. But the idea is we're having fun and we're trying to draw something that looks like it, that isn't exactly it. And I want to try to draw a little distinction on the beak here. Oh, that line didn't go where I thought it was going to go. It's okay. Here we go. I want it to actually look like there's like 2 pieces of its mouth there. But yeah, so mine looks a little abstracty, but I kind of like him. He's got character. I would put him on a pot holder. I don't know, he's kind of cute. So that's okay. Let's see what we get for our second image. Of all the things that I got, of course I get the car. Why wouldn't I get a car? I suck at cars. I just want to put that out there real quick. I am not a car girl, but I am gonna try my best. Let me take a sip of this here soda. I'm drinking some Fresca today, and I will think about how I'm gonna draw this. Okay. So I think I'm gonna put this car in the middle, like here, because I like trying to fit as many images in here as possible. So let's, I'm so scared. Let's give it a go. I've got blue turquoise, and that looks like about the right color, so we're gonna go for it. And bugs, this is like a slug bug car. So I'm gonna just give us a nice round piece of car here. And then maybe I'll just go like this. I'm gonna do like a really ugly car, probably. Don't judge my car, you know. Maybe you would drive in my car someday. My car is not as ugly as this in real life, it's fine. Once again, we're just here to practice. I'm just teasing. I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe. Okay, let's see here. So there's like a line here, and then there's a door. So I'm gonna do the door. The door's like that, and then we've got like a bumper. Ooh. This is so hard. But it's fun. There's something so fun about it, because I would never choose a car to do myself, you know? Like, it's just, it like forces me to draw something that I'm not used to drawing. Okay, so then something like that for the hood. Oh. There's also like a light here, and then I think another tire thing, or like bumper, because this is kind of part of the bumper, I think. So that's gonna go there. I feel like the back of this car versus the front of this car is very big right now. I don't know, maybe it'll look better once we color it in. It'll be fine. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Should I just color it in and just kind of like add the details on after? Maybe that would work. Let's take a gray. And one thing I want to put in here is I want to go ahead and like gray out these lights, because I feel like that's important to the car. And then it also has this kind of like bumper guard up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Like that maybe. And then we got tires. I know this isn't a black, but I don't know that I necessarily want it to be black. Oh gosh, a bookmark touched my leg and it scared me. I thought it was like, it felt like an ant or something. Alright, so we got this, and then there's like a little thing here. And there is definitely like a little thing here. And the windows aren't really white, they're kind of color like grayish because you're looking into it. So I'm gonna color those in and see if maybe that helps what we're doing any. Like maybe just adding this gray in here will help me whenever I go to color it in so that we can still tell what it is. So I think I'm just gonna go over everything in this gray and then color it in with the blue, and I think maybe that'll help. Okay, just like that. Like this is actually looking pretty much like a car. I'm pretty impressed by it. Part of the tire is gonna be behind the chicken, and that's okay. Some of that tire has a little bit of yellow in it too, it looks like. So let's try this yellow. This is golden yellow, so I'm gonna do a little bit of that. And then there's like a bit of brown in there because it's kind of rusty, it looks like. So I'm just gonna do that. And I've got like a crease in here, so it's probably not gonna go in there perfectly, which is fine. Where'd that blue go? Now I'm gonna color in the rest of my car since I've got it outlined with the gray, because I think whenever I go to color this in, it's gonna look better now. I mean, I don't want to count my chickens until they hatch kind of thing, but I think it'll look better. I'm just gonna lightly color that in because you don't need much with neo colors, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I think it looks pretty darn good. Let's do, I want to put a little bit of black on those tires, and there's also on this thing, it does have like these two weird things. So I'm gonna just go like that. Give my tires a little bit of black. Just like that, like not a lot, just a little bit. That looks like a car. I'm really impressed with that. Okay, it does look like a car. Okay, let's do our outline first and go from there. So I'm just gonna lightly outline this and see what happens here. Color in our windows. I think this is probably the best car, hands down, that I've ever drawn. I just want to put that out there because I could almost tell what kind of car this is, and that's saying something because usually I don't know, they look kind of Flintstone-y when I draw them. Like you kind of wonder what's powering them. So I'm pretty happy with this one so far. It's going a lot better than I thought it was going to, and I also think something about like drawing on camera, like I know I say it in a lot of videos, but there is something to it, like where you draw a little bit faster and you're a little bit looser. And I almost think it's better because if I sat down and tried to do this, I feel like I would take forever on it. You know what I mean? Whereas here with you, I'm just kind of going for it. And if I screw up, I screw up kind of thing. And I almost wish that like in normal drawings that I took the same approach, because I don't. As sad as that is sometimes, you just are what you are, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm a little impressed by this. This is pretty cool. Pretty fun and cool. Okay, so got that. Ooh. Well, that's probably okay. It's meant to be kind of like old looking, I guess. Vintagey. So that's okay that the colors mixed there. I think I would like, yeah, let's add a little bit of this yellow to those headlights and maybe a little bit of that black, because I feel like we need the black around the headlights a little bit, because they're kind of just like fading into it, and I don't really want that. There we go, that's a little bit better. I don't know, that looks like a car to me. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna just kind of lightly color in this little bits of white just to get the color going. But otherwise, that looks pretty darn good. This is one I feel like if I showed my grandpa, he might be able to guess it. Yeah, as a car guy. He might have been able to guess it. So it's pretty good to say. Not really what I was expecting. I was expecting to draw a really awkward half circle car for y'all. So I'm pretty happy with this. Did not think I would be drawing a cool card today. There we go. I think that looks really good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I like it. And oddly enough, I kind of like that it's not super outlined, just because our chicken's already black, and I feel like if I would have done it totally black, then the tire would have blended in with the tail and stuff. But I think that looks pretty darn good. So I'm gonna leave it as is so I don't overwork it or change my mind. Oops, I got a little bit of, wow, that was a lot more water than what I needed. So the cool thing about Neocolors is if you put water on top of them, you can kind of erase them a little bit, as I've learned. So that's pretty fun. All right, well, let's see what our next thing is that we get and see what it ends up being. Ugh, boots. Oh no. Oh, look at those shoelaces. I don't know about that. Okay. So I definitely need like this kind of color, I think, and maybe some of this. I need like, not really a yellow, but maybe this. Oh yeah, it is kind of yellow on the bottoms. And I need like a darker brown. Like maybe this, what is this, umber? Yeah. Whoa. Oh, okay. I struggle with shoes really hard, so this is not exciting for me. Okay, I'm gonna go for it though. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get her done. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of draw a foot shape. Yeah, and then there's another foot. So I don't know that that's right, but we've got it. Okay. We've got some foot shapes. And then let's do the yellow. And there's a little bit of a heel here, so I'm just gonna do it a little bit thicker there. And then over here, I'm gonna do kind of the same thing. Okay. And then this is where it gets really tough. I guess I'm gonna do something like that. Oh, this is not gonna look like a shoe. I can already tell. No. Okay. What should I do? What should I do? What if instead of drawing the laces, let's draw the shape of the boot instead, because we have neo colors, so we can kind of cheat a little bit. So I'm gonna do that, and then maybe something like that. Oh, okay. Kind of. I could see the idea, and we've got this kind of like swoop here. Okay. We're doing it. We've got this. Well, this one actually, I don't think I drew that shape right, but that's okay. So I'm gonna kind of do something like that. Like that. Yeah, maybe. No, it doesn't look right, but that's okay. We're gonna go for it. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do these like kind of lines around the shoe. And then I'm also gonna just lightly color in that color too. I think it should keep the lines whenever I use the water on it. We'll see. I think it should be okay. Kind of like with this, I am going to lightly color these, and then I'm gonna add the shoelaces last, I think, after I've already watercolored it. And we're gonna kind of see what that looks like. I'm gonna do the inside of the shoe slightly darker, I think, like that, so we can kind of tell what's going on here. I'm sure some of you are like, well, if you didn't want to draw that, why was it in there? Well, because I want to learn, okay? Sometimes I like to challenge myself with things I don't necessarily like. It's kind of masochistish, I guess. Masochistish? Is that a word? I don't know. I'm punishing myself with this horrible drawing, I guess. Ah! No! I just dropped my pen. It's not even a pen, it's a neo color, but I dropped it. It's on the floor now. Lost to the abyss of time. Nah, I'll rescue it. Okay, let's see what happens, and I'm gonna add the shoelaces after I add the water. And we're gonna see if we can somewhat salvage it, okay? I'm gonna do the yellow parts first, just to get that yellow in there. Got that, and then let's do this. The idea is for it to be that color, but to maintain those lines, hopefully. This is what I meant by I'm not gonna like make it super lifelike, but I just want to practice drawing these things. Just because they are difficult, but it is fun. It's like a wonderful mental exercise of why did you do that? Okay, it's kind of doing it. Okay. Now let's do this and see if we can keep the shapes in there. sort of. We'll draw on top of it, it's fine. The shapes are there. I can somewhat see them. I don't know if I would be able to identify the type of boot this is just yet, but I can tell it's a shoe. That's gotta count for something, right? Okay, so now I'm just gonna let that dry for a second, and maybe I could, on the inside of the shoe, use this color here over that watercolor just to kind of deepen it a little bit. Know what I'm saying? Just deepen it and kind of help us out here with that shoe identification to tell that this is the inside of the shoe. Maybe I'm gonna also do, there's like little metal thingy-mabobbers there. Okay, so I got that, and then let's do the yellow first, and just kind of draw some shoelaces like that, and then what we'll do is we'll take like this. Is this gonna be too light? I need something that's gonna be a little bit darker so we can actually see. Yeah, that's okay. Because these are like two-toned. Yeah. I think this boot looks a little wonky, but this boot looks like a boot, so I'm happy with it with this boot. This boot, it doesn't go to a foot. I think I did something wrong here. Like, I think that it should have curved in a little bit more. So let's see if maybe we can just color over that and fix it a little bit. Like maybe something like that. And we can even go like this so that it kind of looks like it goes together. And then maybe we could add the stitches. That could be fun. Some little stitchy stitches. I ended up not really using that light color, did I? Well, that won't go over it. Oh, we'll leave it like that. I think that looks a little bit better. That's hard. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If you don't know how to draw shoes and you're in my camp, that one was probably a little tricky, and I'm sorry about that if you were drawing with me. But hey, we're in this together, and we made a shoe. Woo! Yeah, that's difficult. I might even, you know what I might do? I still can't really see that very well. Maybe if we use like a, no, we're gonna mess it up. I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna try to draw some more over those shoelaces to make them a little bit darker, but I'm afraid I'm gonna mess them up. So I'm gonna leave them like that. Those are gonna be our learning shoes. Maybe someday we'll come back to that picture and try again. But I don't think it looks too bad. I think I can tell that they're shoes, and that's something, right? All right, we're gonna leave it at that. Let's get our next image. Wow, okay. So today it's just tricky. Today it doesn't like us. This is what I'm getting out of it. It wants us to suffer a little bit, I think. Okay. How do you draw that? That's the first thing that came out of my mind. Like, I added it on here because I want to try to draw it, you know? Like, it's in the Pinterest on purpose, but whew, that's a lizard. I'm just sitting over here laughing, like, why did I do this to myself? Okay, I suddenly understand exactly how Art by Heather feels when she, like, gets these weird ones. She's just gonna put an eyeball here, and I'm just gonna go for it and hope for the best. So it kind of has some red around its eye, and it's pretty circular, so we're gonna go with that. And it also has a nose hole here and a nose hole there, and a mouth that's kind of red. Oh gosh, this is all right. And then I've got this kind of like olivey color. This olivey color might be kind of cool, so we'll just kind of, now on this side you can't really see its eye, you just kind of see a little bit of a hump there, and there's kind of like a line here. Yeah, something like that. Ooh. I feel nervous. Okay. And then it kind of goes down. There's like this weird circle here, so I'm gonna draw that. And it's got like the rest of its mouth, of course, and it kind of goes into this circle. And then there's some like frilly things here. Okay, okay. We're somewhat looking like a lizard. I can deal with that, okay. So I'm gonna just color that in a little bit. And then it starts to get a bit strange on us, because then we've got some of these guys, but those are not the only guys. We've also got some orange, because there's like this body here. Oh, how am I gonna, I don't know, there's like a body with more of it. And there's an arm here. Our car is kind of in the way here. That's okay. And then I need like a red, because there's like a weird waddle here. Something like that, I guess. Maybe. And then this hand is kind of underneath the waddle. So we're gonna go like that. And then this hand over here is just a mess. It's kind of like this, and then it's got its like little hands here with some claws. So I'm just gonna go like that. And then there's also like a tail and stuff. I'm gonna say that part of this is behind the car, so we're not gonna be able to see all of it. But I'm gonna kind of go like this, so we get the idea that something is back there. Give it some more frills, and maybe we could see part of its foot here. This just looks like a weird body. Okay. And then maybe we can put the piece of wood so it kind of makes sense that's holding onto something. Like that. Try not to mess up my car. I like my car. Don't mess up. Okay. Maybe we'll just put like a little essence at part of the bodies like that. Maybe that's it. Does that look like a lizard? Please tell me in the comments if this looks like a lizard too. I would like to know your opinion about this. Ooh, okay. We're gonna color it in. So So I'm just gonna lightly color everything in and hope that it continues to look like a lizard. We are going out of our comfort zone today, y'all. No comfort zones allowed. Just lizarding a boot. Yep, I said a boot because that's the fun way to say it. Let's see. Let's color in this waddle guy. And then we've got our oranges here, so let's get that rolling. And I know I put like a different type of claw here because I feel like I've given it like an iguana hand instead of a real hand. But I was not confident that I could draw those claws and make them look right, or like that many fingers. So I just wanted to really get my point across that this was a lizard. And try not to cry about it, yeah. Let's see. And this is gonna fade into that yellow. Because to me it kind of looks like it's got a whole bunch of colors going on here. I don't know, that looks okay. Colored in, that looks alright. What do you think? What do you think? Maybe not as bad as I thought. Just gonna color in our log a little bit here. Not terrible. Ooh, I have never drawn a lizard before, I don't think. I've drawn a dinosaur, but like dinosaurs are not real. So if it doesn't look right, it doesn't matter. It's not real. Well, I mean, dinosaurs are real, but I'm saying like the way we think they look isn't. Because, you know, now they think dinosaurs have feathers and stuff. So we have no idea what dinosaurs look like. Dinosaurs are real. I feel like I'm having to explain myself. The concept of dinosaurs that we draw is not real. The animal is real. It's something that we don't actually know what it looks like. So I feel more confident drawing something that I have no idea what it actually looks like because there's nothing to compare it to. You know what I mean? I'm not one of the conspiracy theorists that think dinosaurs are fake. Dinosaurs are real. I've just never met one. Okay? There we go. We're gonna say it like that. I've never met the dinosaur. I haven't seen the dinosaur. I've seen its bones, but I've not seen the dinosaur with all of its skin stuff on. So I feel more confident drawing that. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. And let's scroll for that last thing. Yeah, we'll go to that last thing. Okay, an old-fashioned gas pump. That I can draw. We've got this. I'm gonna use a slightly different red than we used for the chicken, especially since I'm putting it over here. I don't know how far down I will go. Let's see. Let's just do a big old Humpty Dump here. It needs to be kind of squarish. And we'll let it go down to our chicken, but maybe we'll let it fade a little bit so that it's not really going to be disturbing our chicken. Because I'd like our chicken to stay. Our chicken's really cool. And then we need like a screen and stuff. So let's do, this is the front of it. And then we need like a window. Something like that. And then we've also got over here like kind of this hose thing. So I'm just gonna draw something weird over here. And then we need like a little metal thingy. Oh, I didn't even see. There's also part of a pump there too. I drew this over too far. No. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. It's fine. Let's see here. Let's do the black hose thing going like that. I'll go down. And then over here, we need, I wish I had like a darker like red, but I don't. So in this window here, I'm gonna use brown instead. And then maybe I'll mix it with some red to kind of make it a maroony color. Because I don't have the color that we need. And then we're gonna kind of use like some fake writing, like some asymmetric writing. To kind of do that. That way it has like the charges on it. And then I need something up here, so we're gonna use, so it's got kind of this shape and then a circle inside of it. Something kind of like that. I'm gonna reinforce this little guy here, and I'm just gonna color this in a little bit. Something like that. Reinforce this here. And what am I gonna do about that pump? Maybe it's okay without the pump because we have the hose. Like, I feel like I can still tell what this is. Yeah, I didn't leave enough room for the pump, so I think we're gonna just leave it out. Let's color this in and see where we're at with it. So I'm gonna do this part first. Like that. Get some writing in here. Little hose go behind the car. I think we're gonna use some white to try to make it look shiny too. I think that'll be really cool. So after I color it in, we'll do that. Oh no. It's okay, maybe it's the shadow of the car. The car is getting gas. We're gonna say that's what's happening. I might even use the white to create some like negative space in here so that I can see some of these rounds a little bit better. Very careful and put that behind the chicken. Oh, okay, yeah, that worked out fine. There we go, something like that. That looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna use my white. Just gonna have it kind of help me make an outline here. So this has a little bit more space here so that we could see that there's definitely a round there because it was kind of fading in and that's not really what I wanted it to do. Make it a little shiny. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. All right. So this was our Scroll and Scribble number 2. We've got our chicken. We've got our boots. We've got our car. We've got our lizard. And we've got our old-fashioned gas pump. So I think all in all, these turned out pretty cool. Like, I can tell that they are, which is pretty good. I think the one that I like the best is the chicken. I just like how abstract the chicken looks. I'm really impressed with that car though. And the one that I find the most scary looking is this one, the boots. I don't think the boots turned out right. But you know, I'm actually surprised about the iguana. The iguana looks like an iguana. I think that's an iguana. I don't know what kind of lizard that is. I'm not gonna pretend I know. But I do think that this turned out pretty good. So let me know, did you try to do this with me? If so, which ones did you find difficult? What ones surprised you that turned out better than you thought it would? I would love to know how this ended up for you in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.